Hi, my name is Justin and I'm an AI engineer at Lyrebird Health. And today I'm going to be covering 10 tips and tricks to help you write the best prompts in your AI Scribe. First, I'm going to cover 7 simple tips and then move on to 3 more advanced tricks to help you get the most out of your AI Scribe. Tip number 1 is speak to the AI. Remember, you are instructing the AI's persona, so don't hesitate to use you in your prompts. This helps establish a clear line of communication and ensures that your prompts are understood as directives. Tip number 2 is high modality, simple vocabulary. Try to begin your prompts with a clear verb such as summarize, list, or compare. You should always try to use high modality language such as must or always. Unlike us humans, the model doesn't care whether you're polite and prefers more straightforward instructions. Number 3, specificity. Make sure that your prompts are free of vague terms or multiple interpretations. If in doubt, you can imagine that you were reading these instructions aloud to a friend or a colleague. Would they make sense? Would they be able to follow them? If the answer is no, it's likely that the AI will struggle as well. For example, an ambiguous prompt might be, tell me about treatment. A more clear prompt would be, describe the first line treatment options for chronic migraines. Number 4, structure and formatting. Try to outline not only what you want in your notes, but how you want it to be written. A good example of this would be to say, summarize the patient's medical history in one sentence, or list the symptoms of diabetes in bullet points. Furthermore, when considering the structure of your prompt, think about whether your instructions might be better suited for one specific section or as a global personalization. It's also worth considering whether you even need to write a prompt. For example, instead of asking the AI to remove the family section, you could just go and directly remove it or reorder it. By being really specific about the format that you want, this helps the AI provide succinct and organized information. Number 5, examples. This one's my favorite because you can significantly increase the quality of your notes just by providing an example. This helps the AI leverage your original instructions. For example, instead of just saying always use acronyms, you could provide some examples. Feel free to use this formula whenever you're adding additional instructions in your prompt. Examples can clarify your instructions and provide a clear standard for the output you expect. Number 6, the what and the why. Imagine you are instructing the AI to write a new section. Let's say a personal history section. After detailing exactly what goes in the section, it can be helpful to motivate the existence of the section with the why. For example, you can say, the purpose of this section is to build a stronger relationship with the patient outside of their importance to health. By motivating the inclusion of certain information, you help the AI to understand the context and align more with your objectives. Now onto our first advanced tip, mirroring. Mirroring involves structuring your prompt in a way that directly influences the output structure. For example, if you're looking to output in dot points, your prompt should also be written in dot points. In your prompt, you should use language, terminology, and structure that are consistent with the kind of output that you expect. The next advanced tip is variables. Variables are a powerful tool that can allow you to insert dynamic content into your notes. For example, in Lyrebird, we allow you to use the variables date, patient name, and patient gender. Let's take a look at an example of how we can use these variables in Lyrebird to create a custom intro section. I'm going to go into the subjective section and add, please include the following details. Now I'm going to use the curly brackets to define a variable. Let's say date, patient gender, and patient name. Now, if we go over to the right, we can see that our note has started with today's date, as well as the patient's name and gender. Number 9 is conditional instructions. Sometimes the content of a response might depend on certain conditions. You can use conditional responses to ensure that the AI produces notes that are dependent on different scenarios. For example, if the patient's blood pressure is above 140/90, recommend a follow-up visit. Otherwise, suggest lifestyle modifications. Number 10, our last tip, is sequential instructions. For more complex instructions, it can be helpful to break down your prompt into multiple simple steps. If you're stuck on this, just think about how you would explain your instructions as a chain of thought. For example, you could say, first, list the patient's current medications. Then, based on this, summarize the patient's recent lab results. Breaking down the task into simple steps can help the AI manage complex instructions by focusing on one step at a time. Finally, trial and error. Writing the perfect prompt the first time round can be a difficult task, so don't hesitate to refine your prompt based on the responses that you receive. In Lyrebird, you can try your prompt on your real past patients, or use an AI-generated fake patient. Prompting is both a science and an art, so be patient, sit down with a cup of tea, and experiment until you can find what works best for you.